Hey everyone, it's Rainbow Tarot UK here. I'm Nev. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're new, then a big warm welcome. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, then thanks again for all your love and support that you've shown the channel so far. So today we are doing a reading on what do they want to happen between you and them. And we've got our 3 piles, so let's get straight to that. Okay guys, here are the 3 piles. We have pile number 1 with this card, this lovely little card, and it says trust your intuition, with the amethyst stone here. And then we have pile number 2, which says pause with the little yellow stone, or the little yellow bead I should say. And then pile number 3 that says choose love. That's pile number 3, and the little blue stone. Okay, so those are your 3 piles. Remember, it's a general reading, you know, so always take what the messages that feel right to you. You never have to take a message that doesn't feel right. And it is timeless, so it's absolutely fine for whenever you are finding it. But these are your 3 piles, so I will see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 1, and welcome back to your reading. So today's pick a card reading we're doing, aren't we? You know, what do they want to happen between you and them? And you chose to come into the reading with this lovely little card, and it says trust your intuition, with this beautiful little butterfly and this road going through this forest. Right, okay, and your amethyst, little beautiful little amethyst here. Let's bring that down so we can see the card there. I'm going to put your amethyst there. I've also pre-shuffled. I'm actually going to have to lower this a little bit, I think, so we've got a little bit more space. That's better. Let's do that. I've also pre-shuffled some oracle cards, so let's take a look at those. So you have, oh, lovely, meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Now this little card here, or this card here, I should say, with the 2 fish here, always reminds me, and it does have a sort of soulmate flavour to it, a kind of soulmate twin flame, a sort of divine connection. So I think this person kind of wants, I feel like they want a connection with you. They definitely want something to happen with you. They may be really kind of in their feelings at the moment. They may be really wanting to trust, with the trust your intuition, really want to trust their feelings, deep in their feelings as well, because obviously this is Pisces, and Pisces is a sign that might mean something to some of you, but it's it's the dreamer of the zodiac. It's the deepest sign in the zodiac. It's the one that is the most romantic, really, as well. It's the one where you are sort of like you're allowing, or you're wanting to be guided, if you like, by your feelings. I mean, Pisces as a sign is very guided by their feeling and also by their intuition. So I feel like this person is wanting to be guided by their intuition in this situation, and they have their deep. I feel like they're deep in their feelings, and they may want because new moons is all about a new start, wiping the slate clean. So I feel like this person is wanting a beginning with you, or a new start with you, or it might be a bit of a transformation in some way, or a transformative process. But they're wanting to trust their feelings. They're wanting to kind of go for it. They're wanting to see where it takes them, with this road here. See where the connection takes them. I think that's what they're thinking, or that's what they want to happen, or to go on a journey with you, maybe a transformative journey with you. And then this one says, oh, this is lovely. It says, you are worth it. So I think they're actually believing that you are worth it, that the connection is worth it, definitely. Let's put that there. And then we have, now this card relates to death, the death card in the tarot, which is card number 13. And it says, as I let go, I'm open to that which is new. Now, it's all about, funnily enough, death, it's all about change and transition and transformation. And I felt this person, regarding you and them, is wanting to listen to their feelings, is wanting to have some kind of new beginning. I think they believe that you're worth it. They feel a strong pull towards you. There's a strong soulmate connection here, and it might be a transformation. Maybe it's come with the death card, maybe it's come into separation and they're looking for reconciliation or renewal, something like that. But that's kind of what I'm picking up from this card, these cards. And obviously, you know, the sign Pisces, as I said, might mean something to some of you. But let's first of all get a sense of where you and that person are, because obviously with something like this, you know, what do they want to happen between you? You know, you could be in any stage of a relationship with them. I don't know if it's a crush, whether you're with them, whether you're in separation, whether there's no contact. You know, let's see, let's get a bit of a sense of the energy between you and them. So please, can you tell me what is the current energy between pile number 1 and their person right now? These two want to come out. We've got Temperance. We've got the Knight of Cups. Or what is the current energy between pile number 1 and their person, please? Now that one wants to come up. 10 of Pentacles. So what is the current energy between pile number 1 and their person? And then we've got the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this looks good. This looks really good, pile number 1. So this is also a good way of checking if this is your pile. And at the bottom of the deck we have the 6 of Cups. So I'd say currently, you know, you are in a very happy space. If that doesn't feel like it is your, you know, that's where you are with your person, this is probably not the pile for you, but this looks really good. This looks like this person, you know, feels extremely romantic towards you at the moment with the Knight of Cups, because that is, like I say, that is the sign of Pisces, really, the Knight of Cups. So they feel very romantic. They may be making, it may be the start of something, but actually with the 6 of Cups here, I feel like there's a strong, and funny enough, that is the soulmate card, the 6 of Cups, but we'll come to that in a minute. But the Knight of Cups is a very romantic card. It's a very loving card. It's somebody who wants to show how they feel about them. It's somebody who's very deep in their feelings. So I believe this person, from all these cards as well, is really deep in their feelings. Is probably somebody who's very intuitive, very empathetic, very caring, very nurturing. They might be quite creative. They see this connection as being balanced. They feel it's a balanced connection because you've got the Temperance card. There may be some differences between you with the Temperance here, but they don't see that as an issue. Not that it should be, but there may be some differences. You know, I don't know, in terms of you know, culture, nationality, race, age, something like that. You know, there could be some of that for some of you, just that's a specific message. But they see it as balanced. They see it as a balanced, harmonious connection, something that, and it goes very well with this kind of image here of these two fish swimming. You know, they feel that you are in unison, you are, you know, you are united, you are happy as a couple. 10 of Pentacles. You know, you might actually be in, this might be a committed situation that you're asking about, you know, or you've been thinking about commitment, or you've been wanting to create commitment, or there's been moves towards making commitment, because the 10 of Pentacles is about a very secure, stable relationship that has kind of everything in it, really. So you could either be in that situation, or you've, as a partnership, you've been thinking that that's what you want to create, that sort of 10 of Pentacles of all the, you know, all the generations of the family, enjoying each other's company, being very stable, being very settled. And that's certainly something that they see as, you know, where you're at the moment. Page of Pentacles, you know, maybe you might actually have a child with this person, because pages can talk about, you know, young people. So you might have but they may want to message you, or they may want to just communicate with you again and just let you know that they want this kind of stable beginning with you. You might be students, because this can be as card of study, and you know, but it's about new beginnings. Now it could be that this is like a crush situation, and this person at the moment just sees this situation as being something that they really, with the Knight of Cups, want to come towards. They really like you. They feel very romantically attracted to you. They see you, from what they know of you so far, as potential to have a sort of solid, stable, settled connection with, because that is the 10 of Pentacles. You know, they see that potential. They feel that it could be a very balanced connection. And maybe they want to message you, and maybe they want this new beginning with you, this new start with you, this chance with you. But this person is very deep in their feelings with you, and they see see you as a very soulful connection, because the Six of Cups is the obvious kind of soulmate card. They see you, I mean, even if it's a crush situation and you haven't had a history with them, because this card can talk about having a bit of a history with somebody, having, so if you've been with them, if you're in a relationship with them, you might be asking about somebody that you're in a relationship with at the moment, and you've been together a long time or something like that. But if you haven't, they feel that there is potential for you to be together for a long time, for you to share a lot of years together, to be together maybe forever. That's the sort of energy of that card. So if this is like a crush situation, they see a huge, they see you as the person that they want to be with. I think that's what's going on here, and they want to trust that. And I think they're hoping that you will trust that. That's the sort of general energy of what is around the situation at the moment. Now, in terms of astrological signs, Six of Cups is Scorpio energy. Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy. Knight of Cups is always Pisces for me. Temperance is Sagittarius. And Page of Pentacles could be any of the earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. So that is where you're at the moment. That doesn't sound like your situation, that you're... Basically, this is a happy situation. So if you're in a relationship with this person, it's a happy... They're seeing it, and it's coming out as being very happy, very romantic, with the potential for either long-term longevity, or that you have longevity with this person. Or it's like a crush situation. This person sees you in a very romantic way. You are worth it. You're worth all their time and investment, and they think there's a lot of potential for there to be a future together. So let's find out what they want to happen between you. So please can you tell me, what does pile number one's person want to happen between Six of Pentacles, okay, the Judgment card, okay, what's going to happen between you? Well, we've got, let's see, two have popped out there. So we've got the Knight of Cups again, and we've got the Tower. So there might be something that they are planning to do which is unexpected, out of the blue. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles as the overarching energy. So I feel like this person, for many of you, I'm just going to put that back there, definitely wants there to be some kind of... Now, for just a few of you, even though you've got all these positive cards up here, because we've got the Judgment and we've got the Death card, some of you might be in separation from this person, because the Judgment is about a rising up, making a situation better, a kind of levelling up, really, in some way, making, a new beginning, a new start. It's like a call to action as well. So I feel like this person wants to take some action. It comes right under the Knight of Cups. So I feel like this person, what they want to happen next is to take action towards making a romantic move towards you, to declaring themselves, to going with their feelings, to trusting their intuition. I think their intuition is telling them to go with you, to go into this situation and to have a new beginning, because that is what the Judgment card is. And if you were in separation, what they're hoping for, what they want at the moment is balance between you. But the Six of Pentacles is about reciprocal energy, and they want, because this is giving and taking, really, this card. That's what this card is, and also generosity. So I feel like this person wants to give. They want to give to this connection. They want to, give to you. It could be that they want to materially give to you as well, because this is the Six of Pentacles, and Pentacles is all about material giving, and security, stability, that kind of thing. So I feel like this person wants to give to you in a material way, but also in terms of the connection, to be generous towards the connection, to give something to the connection, to have this new start. Now, with the Tower card, I feel like if some of you were in separation, so it could have been that you had been in a stable, settled connection, and then something happened and it came into separation, just for some of you. Because looking at these cards here, I'm just feeling that maybe it's a possibility that some of you are in separation. But this person now wants to have, a new beginning again with you. They want to reconcile. They definitely want to reconcile, because you've got the Knight of Cups here. Definitely, you've got the Knight of Cups twice, really. So I feel like this person definitely wants to, if it's a separation situation, they want to reconcile, they want to come back, really, certainly, and they're definitely thinking about that. But it could also be, because the Tower can also be something shocking or unexpected, so maybe this person is going to just trust their intuition, just trust their feeling, and if it's a crush situation, they're just going to, out of the blue, unexpectedly just declare themselves. They're just going to take a chance, take that risk, go on that journey with you, you know. And it could be, and by doing that, it would be a transformation, and that's why you've got the Death card. It would be a change and transformation, and it would be shocking, because this particular Tower card, because of the way this witch looks, I always feel like, you know, it's not as bad as a usual Tower situation, really. So it may have, if you're in separation, things may have crumbled a little bit, or they may have come into separation. But, you know, she's there, she's got her wand, we can still see a little bit of sparkle coming through her wand. So I feel like it can easily be brought back. It can easily be, that tower can easily be built back up again with just kind of one wave of her wand, if you like. So I feel like if it's in separation, it can be, this person is wanting and hoping that it can be put back together again. And that's what they want to happen. But if it's a crush situation, it just makes me feel that it's going to be very unexpected, and it might be a little bit of magic. I feel like somehow there's a little bit of magic in this reading, and this person, you know, is looking to do something very unexpected, very out of the blue, very shocking, but pleasantly shocking, and it's going to be a little bit of magic. It's going to be magic toward you, because you've got the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups, which is somebody who is so, as I said, so romantic, so loving, so you know, really wears their heart on their sleeve. I think your person really wears their heart on their sleeve, and they really have very deep feelings for you. Look at all these hearts coming out of this cups, beautiful. And then on this little Knight of Cups, you might even be receiving a little letter from them, because down here in the corner you can see this little love letter. So maybe a text, maybe a phone call, maybe even a love letter. I mean, I think I've said it before, you know, I always love the idea of love letters actually coming through the post. You know, that seems to be a little bit of a thing of the past these days, but it's such a lovely thing to receive. I mean, you know, I'm old enough to remember when, you know, the only way you communicated was through an old-fashioned sort of telephone, you know, dial-up telephones and letters. So, you know, in my youth, I did receive some love letters, and it's a very lovely experience to have. So, certainly I feel this person wouldn't be above sending you all kinds of, or showing you all kinds of ways in which they would like to demonstrate their passion and their love and their sense of romance for you. Now, you've also got the overarching energy, which is the Six of Pentacles, and this reminds me of this whole thing, you are worth it. You know, the Nine of Pentacles reminds me very much of the Queen of Pentacles, because she is very attractive, a very attractive energy. It's a very an energy that's enjoying the fruits of their labour. They may see you as somebody who's quite independent. If you're in separation, just for a few of you, you might think you're very comfortable in that separation, or certainly able to look after yourself in that separation. But they think you're very attractive, because this person is, you know, she's sitting back, she's got a glass of wine, she's got on a lovely dress, this witch, all these pentacles above her, so she is very, very, very comfortable. And I think that that's how they're seeing you. Somebody who's very independent, very comfortable, very attractive. Somebody who could be on their own, who could manage on their own, but this person definitely doesn't want you to be on their own. They want you to be with them, and that is what they want to happen next. So they want you and them to be together. So if you're with them, if you're in a settled situation with them, then they want the situation to rise up and be even better. To maybe move more towards even more security, more stability, to offer more romance, to just keep giving. You know, if you're with them, to just keep giving to the situation. That is what they want, because they see you as somebody that they want to invest in, certainly. And if there has been a few issues, maybe if you're with them and there's been a few issues, you know, that is, you know, or you've been feeling a little bit insecure or a lack of security, that's not going to last, because they want it to continue on sort of an upward trajectory, if you like. Now, if it's a crush situation, they definitely want to move towards you. They will move towards you. It might be a bit of a shock. It might be out of the blue, but they're definitely going to do that because they see that you are worth it. I mean, in all instances in this situation, they see you as being somebody who's definitely worth it, a soulmate, kind of twin flame type connection, someone that they would want to be with and make a stable and solid connection with. And if you're already with them, they just want to carry on, strengthening that and making that deeper and better. So that is really what I see for you, pile number 1. What a lovely reading. Now, in terms of astrological signs, the 6 of Pentacles, that is Taurus, Knight of Cups, again, Pisces, and 9 of Pentacles is Virgo. So that is just some of the signs. Let's have a look and see if we've got anything here. What have we got for pile number 1 and their person? What does pile number 1's person want to happen next? What have we got here? Happiness. Fantastic. Unlock the doors to happiness. Wow, look at that. You see, they want happiness with you. I feel like they are happy with you. Or they certainly want that with you. What have we got here? Faithfulness. Oh, fidelity builds strong relationships. Happiness and faithfulness, pile number 1. What a cracking reading for what they want to happen next. Fantastic. That's the end of it though. So if you have enjoyed it, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, and welcome back to the reading. So today's reading we're doing, aren't we? What do they want to happen between you and them? And you chose to come into the reading and this lovely little card, which is the card of Pause. Okay, so there we go, this beautiful little card with all these butterflies on it. It looks very restful actually, very peaceful. This person looks very peaceful. So, okay, and also the little yellow stone. So let's see what else we've got before we say anything there. I also appreciate have some oracle cards. So we have got, a full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. So Aries might mean something to some of you. And then we've got 35, culmination of vision. A lot of butterflies in this reading. Okay, that's all about change and transformation maybe. And then this card relates to the Empress. Beautiful. And that says, the quote that goes with that is, I express it truthfully from the heart. And it's interesting because we have this heart here on this girl's sweater here. So I feel this person maybe wants to express themselves truthfully and honestly. Now with the Pause card here, you might be in separation from this person or on a bit of a break, or there might be a need for there to be a little bit of maybe it's a bit intense at the moment with the fiery climax approaches, or I feel like maybe if you're in separation, you're on pause, it might be that there's something's brewing and something is result is about to come through in some way, because full moons is all about results really, and also with the culmination of a vision maybe, and with the Empress, that's a creative, fertile, nurturing card of results really. So I feel like maybe if some of you have been on pause or in separation, it's maybe a need, you needed that to rest, recuperate, reconsider, take a breath out or something like that. I feel like it's a time maybe of results in some way, in something like that maybe. But anyway, let's put your yellow stone there, and let's just first of all just ask, get a bit of a sense of where you are in the connection before we ask about what this person wants to happen. So what is the energy, the current energy between pile number 2 and their person, please? Can you tell me what is the current energy? Maybe some of you needed a rest or a break if you're on a break from each other, or maybe the situation requires a little bit of a reflection, pulling back with all this fiery energy here, just to sort of calm it down maybe for some of you. So what is the current energy between pile number 2 and their person? I feel like no. What is the current energy between pile number 2 and their person? Well, these three have come out together, so let's see what they are. We have the Devil. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Right. What is the current energy between pile number 2 and their person, please. What is the current energy between pile number 2 and their person? Let's see what that one is. And then we have the 10 of Cups. Oh, it's a bit of a mix. Let's see what we've got here. And then the Page of Swords. Okay, so it's just interesting because it goes, because it might be, for many of you, I feel like for some of you that you've been on a pause, or that maybe there's a, it's either you're on a pause and you're in a separation, but there's still lots of love in this situation, because you've got the Devil and the Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords can be quite a distant, detached card, and you've also got the Page of Swords as the overarching energy, suggesting, I mean, the Page of Swords is a curious card. It can be a little bit of a spy energy. It can be, so it gives me the feeling that you might be in separation from each other, but you're still checking each other out. You're still looking at each other. And with the Queen of Swords, there's some distance, there's some detachment, and that would go with the pause. Now, maybe there was, with the Devil here, some problems, some limiting beliefs or some limiting behaviour that often is, the Devil symbolises, that causes issues or problems. Now, some of that can be things like addictions, or behaving in negative ways, or saying negative things, or allowing yourself to be maybe get into a negative cycle. So maybe something brought it into separation that was linked to that, and there's a bit of distance. But it feels to me like this situation for both of you is more like a pause, and there's a desire for both of you to have a new beginning, because you have the Ace of Pentacles here. The Ace of Pentacles is a brand new start, a new tangible beginning. So from a kind of frosty Queen of Swords situation that might have come about because of negative behaviour or self-limiting beliefs, or something where somebody did something that maybe wasn't very healthy, or wasn't very good for them, or the connection, they want, out of this detachment or distance that might have occurred, this pause, they want to recreate. And that's why you've got the Empress. That's why a fiery climax approach, because I feel like it's a time now for results, and that result is around a new beginning of some kind, because you've got the 10 of Cups, which is sort of ultimate emotional happiness. So I feel like this person and you kind of know that you do bring each other happiness, that you do bring each other a lot of joy, because that is what the 10 of Cups is. And I feel that, look at these two little crows here sitting together. I feel like you know that about each other, but there might be just something in the connection. I mean, it might be that you are in a connection with this person, that you are essentially happy with them, that you do want something grounded with them, but there are certain things in it, with the Devil card here, that make you pause, that make you, or that maybe wear you out, or that maybe are negative and not healthy. So you need to kind of like sometimes pause and take a step back and look after yourself a little bit. And maybe it's got something to do with so maybe something around expressing feelings or something like that. So it could be that, sometimes you're thinking that the relationship doesn't show enough feeling, or doesn't, even though there is feeling in it with the 10 of Cups here. Maybe with the Devil card, it's kind of all about, it's all about, sometimes it's, because the Devil card is all about gratification. It's all about me. What do I want? Whatever I want now, I'm going to have it now, sort of thing. So there might have been some selfishness or something like that in the situation sometimes, if you're with this person. And sometimes it means that maybe you have, you need to rest, you need to recuperate sometimes. But essentially, with the Empress being here and the 10 of Cups, there's still love in the situation. There's still a lot of growth in the situation. So it could be that as well, that you are with someone, but it is sometimes a little bit, goes in negative cycles maybe, or has some difficulty or some issues in it sometimes. But essentially, you both still know that you want to be together. Something like that. So in terms of the astrological signs, I mean, the Devil is Capricorn energy, Queen of Swords is could be Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. Ace of Pentacles, any of the earth signs of Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. Ten of Cups, that is Pisces energy. And Page of Swords, again, could be any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius and Gemini. I mean, it could be as well that, you know, both of you also, if it's the devil, if there's devil energy in it, sometimes that can be, you know, like I say, the devil tends to represent a lot of negativity. So, you know, if there's been any kind of, you know, dishonesty or manipulation or something like that. I think with the Page of Swords is that there is a need for truth, because this crow is carrying this sword, and swords often represent communication, truth, honesty, being bold, something like that, and being honest, really. So maybe there's a need for some honesty as well in the situation. But anyway, let's see, what do they want to happen? What does pile number 2's person now actually want to happen between pile number 2 and themselves? What do they want to happen between pile number 2 and themselves? What do they want to happen? I feel that one. 5 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. What do they want to happen? What do they actually want to happen between you? 5 of Wands. And what do they want to happen? What do they actually want to happen? And the Page of Swords again. Oh, sorry. And then the overarching energy is the Four of Cups. I think this person, I feel like almost certainly that for a lot of you in this pile, you are on a pause. You are on a break. There is a separation here, yeah? And I think what they want to happen is they want to move. The 5 of Pentacles is a card of lack. It's a card of being out in the cold. So for them, if you're in separation, they don't want that. And that's why you've got the fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. They want results now. They want a result which brings the pause, the separation to an end. Because they want to move from this state of lack to the 10 of Pentacles, which is a state of stability and security and happiness and harmony, and that is what they want. So it comes also right under the Queen of Swords, which is a distance and detachment, which is often what the Queen of Swords is. The Queen of Swords, again, it's about honesty. The Queen of Swords is a very honest character, but she's very detached emotionally. She is not connected to the feeling side of life. So I think out of that situation of being detached, of being out in the cold, they want to move to the sort of polar opposite of that, which is commitment. I feel like this person does want commitment either back with you or wants to have an increase of commitment with you, because that is the 10 of Pentacles energy. You can clearly see, you know, everyone here, a family scene, a family situation. Maybe you have got a family with this person. Maybe there are children in this situation, but they want that. They certainly feel that you know that they could have that with you, that they could have that happiness with you. Now they are willing, with the 5 of Wands here, to compete for that. They are willing to fight for that, because the 5 of Wands is a card about challenges, and it's also a card about change. And you can see all these 5 witches fighting and competing with each other, and so are the cats. So I feel like this person is willing, that comes underneath the Ace of Pentacles, which is a brand new tangible beginning with you, is willing to compete. If they feel that they've got competition, or if they feel that they have got anyone else that might be interested in you, they're willing to compete for you, to fight for you, to have, in order to have this brand new tangible start with you. That is what I feel that they are wanting to do. And they don't mind doing that. They don't mind, you know, doing what needs to be done to move from this state of lack to this abundant state with you. And that's why you've got the Empress, because the Empress is all about nurturing and creating and growing and fertility. So it represents growth, or she represents growth. So they don't want to be out in the cold. If they're out in the cold now, They don't like it. They don't like that. I feel like with the culmination of vision, they have a vision to sort of transform the situation, because you've got all these butterflies on this card here. And this tree, this woman's face in this tree is looking at those butterflies, and she is intent on transforming. And in fact, you know, like the tree is almost like transforming into her, isn't it? So it feels to me like they're intent on transforming, creating, growing the situation, making it better, making it... So it may be with the devil energy, if they weren't particularly reliable or loyal, or they didn't show loyalty or reliability, because that is the devil card, really. It's just all, it's a selfish energy. This is like the ultimate opposite of that. This is like commitment, loyalty, fidelity, faithfulness, you know, commitment. It's all of that. It's a complete opposite of the devil. So I feel like that's what they are wanting now to have between you and them. And like I say, they're willing to fight for it. Now, the Page of Swords, you know, I feel like they want to take bold action, because both of these, we've got the Page of Swords and we've got the Page of Swords here, both of these are bold. It's like bold action, bold, swift action. So I feel like this person is had enough of being in a poor situation, and they want to bring the situation back in a bold way. And it could be that they want to, and right underneath that one, of course, we've got the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is, again, a card of stability. Sorry, my eye was drawn to this. Stability and commitment and happiness. And it goes very much with the Ten of Pentacles. That's what they want. By taking this bold action, this swift, bold action towards you, either through a message or communicating with you in some way, they want to bring stability and security into the situation. I think they feel that they can have that with you. Certainly, let's put that one back. So that is, and they're also, you know, they are definitely 100%. If you're in no contact or, you know, something like that, they're definitely curious still about you. They're definitely checking you out. They want to. I feel like with this page with their books on the ground here and their scrolls and stuff, they're really, you know, they're really doing their research on you, if that makes any sense. They're really looking you up, making notes even or whatever in some way, because they are very curious about you, and they want to still, you know, they want to communicate with you. They want to come forward, definitely. Now, the Four of Cups we have here as the overarching energy. So I feel like they're feeling a bit fed up not being with you. So that is the Four of Cups energy. It's feeling a little bit fed up. Almost like they're not really interested in anything else other than you. I feel like this person is just thinking only of you. They're just thinking only of you. So anything else that comes in, even if they, you know, if it was the devil energy, you know, because sometimes that can talk about addictions or, you know. So I feel like any other temptations, you know, all these other temptations, they're not interested now. They're just thinking of you. They're just focused on you now. That's what I see. And it's, you know, it's not a happy place for them to be in a separate situation from you. That is what I see with the Four of Cups in this particular reading. So I would say that what they want to happen next is they want, you know, for you to be settled and stable and together, and they're willing to take bold action to make that happen, to grow it again with the Empress. And that's probably why you've got the fiery climax approaches, because I feel like they're almost on the verge of taking that bold action with the Page of Swords coming up twice in order to create a you know, a stable, more peaceful, because this is although it says pause, this is a very peaceful card, and I feel like with the devil energy, maybe it hasn't been peaceful, maybe it's been tumultuous, or maybe it's been up and down or gone in cycles or whatever, and they don't want that anymore. They want a more peaceful connection, more stable and solid connection with you. Even these two people have got their eyes closed as they bring their heads together, as they, you know, lean into each other. So I feel like this person wants that with you, or they see that they could have that with you. Now, in terms of, I don't know if I said, the Five of Pentacles, that is Taurus energy. Ten of Pentacles is Virgo. Five of Wands is Leo. Four of Cups, that is Cancer. And obviously the Page of Swords could be any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. So let's see what we've got here for you before we leave you pile number 2. Oh, my goodness. See what that all fell out. I feel like this person might be, with the Page of Swords coming up twice, they may be sort of burning to message you, to speak to you, to communicate with you. They may have a lot to say to you. What does pile number 2's person want to happen? Next, triangle. Evaluate your emotions for a firm decision. There might have been a triangle in this situation with the Devil card here. Maybe somebody was a bit unfaithful, or there was some third element to it. I definitely feel they want to come back into the situation 100%. Let's see what else we've got here for pile number 2 and their person, please. Understanding. Happy couples understand each other. So it may be that this person wants, if you can, pile number 2, to have some understanding, or to, communicate in, and that might be why you got the Page of Swords twice, that they're really placing value on communicating and realising the value of good communication between the two of you, and wanting honest, loyal, communication. What else have we got here? The last one, pile number 2 and their person. Commitment. Congratulations, it's time to celebrate. And that's really why you've got all these cards, because actually all of the cards that have come up, or a lot of them, on what they want to happen, shows that they want to move from not being with you to a state of commitment. They want commitment with you. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So today's pick a card reading is, what do they want to happen between you and them? And you chose to come into the reading under this lovely card, and it says choose love. And it said on the back, if you're struggling with an obstacle or conflict, choose a path of love. Show your love openly. Show your love with no strings attached. There you go. It's safe for you to give and receive love. There you go. So that's some of what it says on the back. Choose love. Beautiful card here. So also the little blue stone. I'm just going to put that by my little rainbow candle holder there. And then we're going to look at our oracle cards. And this one is full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio might mean something to some of you. It says it's a time to release negativity. Time to release negativity. And it's interesting, you've got the choose love. So maybe this is a situation where there's been a bit of negativity, and it's about choosing the path of love now, releasing any difficulties in some way. Oh, this says new experience and possibilities, so that kind of goes with it, doesn't it? So I feel like this person maybe is wanting a new start. They're wanting to choose a path of love with you. If there's been any issues in this situation, I feel like they want to get rid of that and to start a new path with you, with a new exciting path with you in some way. This card relates to the Two of Swords, and that's interesting. So the Two of Swords is often about when somebody feels like they're in a dilemma. They've got to make a choice, or they've got to make a decision. It's interesting you've got choose love as your main card here. So maybe this is a sort of situation or a relationship that's kind of at a bit of a crossroads, maybe you're at a bit of a two crossroads. Maybe you're thinking, should I stay, should I leave, something like that. But this person, I feel this person is definitely wanting to choose love, I think, with you, to get rid of anything the difficulties or any obstacles. If it's a crush situation, maybe any difficulties or obstacles, and move forward, come out of a sense of stuckness. And to come out of that sense of stuckness that Two of Swords sometimes represents, you need to choose love. You need to make a concerted effort to kind of get rid of or move through any obstacles or difficulties. I think that's what this person is thinking. But anyway, before we look at what they want to happen, then let us see what is the state of what's the energy between you and them. Because in a reading like this, it could be anything, So let's see, what's the energy? What's the current energy? Thank you very much if you've subscribed, commented, liked. Really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for doing that. So yeah, just a big thumbs up for that. Thank you. So let's see, what is the current energy between pile number 3 and their person, please. Please make it clear to me. What's the current energy? What's going on? Well, I can't have that's too many. What's going on between pile number 3 and their person? So we have the moon. Right, okay. We have the 3 of Wands. The King of Cups. And then we have the 9 of Cups. Okay. And then we have the 5 of Swords. So yeah. So I feel like, and it goes with all these cards, that, you know, you might be, you know, this situation with the moon, there might be some negativity in this situation for some of you. The moon is often a card of, can be a card of confusion. It can be a card of feeling quite low in spirits, but there is a big pull to it. So I feel like essentially with the King of Cups, with the 9 of Cups, that there's still a lot of love, or there's deep feelings in this connection. But it might be going through, if you're with them at the moment, it might be going through a bit of a confusing time. Maybe there's been some hidden things in it, or some deception in it, or something that hasn't been clear in some way, that's caused confusion, maybe a little bit of chaos. Maybe it's a situation that's gone on in cycles or something like that. And maybe for some of you, you might be in separation from this person because the overarching energy is the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is a card normally of winners and losers. Now this little mermaid has clearly, they've clearly found some swords here. They don't really know what swords are. And this little mermaid has cut herself. She's got hurt. Found, you know, because she's found this sword, and this little cute little penguin here is trying to comfort her. So I feel like there might be some hurt in this situation. There might be some upset. There may be a need for some comfort, some love, and that's why you've got to choose love, because this little penguin is showing this little girl some love, showing her some empathy. So I feel like out of a difficult situation, maybe a tricky situation, a painful situation, that this person maybe wants there to be love back in the situation. And there certainly is love between you and them, because you have the 9 of Cups, which is, the 9 of Cups is like a wish fulfillment. So I feel like at the moment, if you're in separation, I feel like maybe both of you are wanting, you know, it still feels like a wish fulfillment, this situation. The King of Cups is a card of, again, deep feelings, deep feelings. The King of Cups is somebody who's deep in their feeling, very intuitive. And with the Moon card here, I feel like there is a strong bond between you, a very strong spiritual pull. There's definitely a pull. And it's definitely something as well, maybe about, you know, there's a strong intuitive link between the two of you. Now, with the 3 of Wands, the 3 of Wands can sometimes be a card of waiting. So again, it makes me feel like for some of you, you might be in separation. You might be waiting with the 2 of Swords to make a decision about maybe whether you stay in this situation or whether you leave this situation. Or you might feel stuck in it. You might feel stuck in the situation, knowing that you love this person, or there is love in this person, but maybe it brings hurt, maybe it brings upset, maybe there's been something that's happened, some event that has happened that has hurt you, or that has hurt the situation, and that has caused you to feel confused, unhappy, something like that. But it still remains a wish fulfillment. And I think what this person is wanting is that this stuck energy, this energy of, you know, not feeling happy, or not being able to move forward, or not being maybe able to even express your love if you're in separation, to change that. I think they want love to come back into the situation. I'm just going to see what's underneath there. Yeah, the world. They want a new cycle, because the world represents a new cycle, and that is why you've got new experiences and possibilities here, because I think they want the situation to change and transform, to become anew again, renew it, to have a new cycle to it, where you sort of get rid of the old, it's kind of out with the old and in with the new. But not a new in terms of a new person, but new in terms of a new experience, or a new, a new kind of happiness with you. And that does require, you know, release of whatever negativity that might have gone on in the situation. So maybe a sense of forgiveness, maybe a sense of empathy, something like that. So that is kind of where you're at the moment. So if it doesn't sound like you or your situation, you might want to look at another pile. But But in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the moon, that is Pisces energy. Again, a very deep sign. So I feel like there's a lot of depth to this connection. There definitely feels like a lot of depth. You might have been through a lot with this person. Like I say, with the moon card, there might, because the moon, you know, governs the tides, and the tides come in and they go. You know, there might have been cycles to this situation. Somehow, I mean, you might have felt sometimes that this person gives mixed messages. Sometimes there are mixed messages in some way with this person, possibly. But I feel like with the choose love, it's definitely about, you know, let's now choose to be loving towards each other. Let's now choose to support each other with this Five of Swords here. Because the Five of Swords traditionally talks about winners and losers. You know, so obviously this little girl has cut her hand, but this penguin is comforting her. But they're both sort of equal. So I feel like both of you may have won or lost in this situation. Or there may have been times where you know, both of you felt kind of winners and losers in the situation in some way. But in terms of, so the moon was Pisces, Three of Wands, that is Aries energy. King of Cups could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And Nine of Cups is Pisces again. So again, like this sort of depth. But a lot of, you know, Pisces is a very romantic sign. So I feel there's you know, there's potentially a lot of romance in this situation. Or a pull. I think more like a strong pull, really, within it. Five of Swords, that is Aquarius energy. But let's see, what do they actually want to happen? What does pile 3's person want to happen with pile number 3? What do they want to happen between them and pile number 3, please? Make it very clear to me. The Lovers. Okay, the Lovers. What do they want to happen? I like that one. Judgment. Now this card came out in exactly this position. I think it was in pile number 1. So if you felt drawn to pile number 1, that might be confirmation for you to listen to pile number 1 if you feel like you want to. What do they actually want to happen? And also this is even more confirmation, because this came out in pile number 1 in exactly the same situation, in exactly the same position as well. What do they want to happen? What would they like to happen between themselves and pile number 3? King of Cups again, can you believe it? And that's quite similar, I think, to how overarching energy is the Nine of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like almost certainly this is, you know, you're either with this person, it's a really tough, you know, it's quite tough, you're going through a tough situation, it might be a confusing time. Nine of Wands is about a card of, you know, defending yourself. It's a card of challenges, really. It's a card, you know, this, you know, where you might have gone through a lot, but you're still sort of standing, if you know what I mean. So this is the Nine of Wands here. You know, this witch is still standing. There are all these, you know, arrows or other wands, other witches that have gone for her, but she's still standing. You know, she's still standing strong. So it might be you're in a situation where it's, you know, going through the mill a bit. You know, it's going through a difficult time, it's going through a tricky time, there's been a lot of hurt, but it's still standing because there is still love in the connection. There's still something to fight for, I guess, in the connection, which is what you both feel, or certainly what this person still feels there is something still to fight for in this connection, and I'm going to fight for that. And that was a similar, I think if memory serves me correctly, that was a similar kind of message or a theme in pile number 1, where these two cards came out here. Was it? I can't remember. Sorry, now I think about it, I can't remember if that was pile number 1 or pile number 2. But these cards definitely came out in pile number 1. But anyway, the Lovers card, I mean, obviously, with the Lovers, there could have been choices. So maybe with the Lovers card, there was a choice that was made, because it can sometimes represent choices in love. In some way, so maybe something that's caused an issue in this connection. But I think with the Lovers card, it's a soulmate. It's a soulmate twin. Look at these little cats. They've made a little heart with their tails here. It's so cute. Yeah, so I feel like they, you know, with this card in particular, they kind of see you as somebody that they want to be with. The Lovers is, like I said, a soulmate twin flame energy. It goes with the whole choose love. I feel like this person wants to start again with you. They want to be with you. They definitely want that. because this is such a beautiful depiction of the lovers. Actually, there's such unity, isn't there, in that card? And I feel like yeah, and I think we have the World card underneath it, where they so they want that kind of new cycle with you, those new possibilities, a new chance with you, to maybe reignite the flame, reignite the fire, if that's gone out a little bit, or if that's, you know, been dampened down a little bit. And with the Tower card, maybe something happened. Maybe something happened in the connection. Maybe there was some shocking event or something occurred. But it makes me feel as well that it's cannot often be an card of something unexpected, something big and unexpected happening. So I feel like maybe, you know, if you're in separation from them and it's stuck at the moment, with the Two of Swords here, or it's a bit of a crossroads, or you're not sure what to do, I think maybe it might be a bit of a shock or whatever for them to say to you, look, let's have this brand new beginning again, because the Judgment card is like a call to action. So I feel like they're going to act in a way that might be a bit shocking or a little bit unexpected, where they're going to sort of declare how they actually feel. They're going to declare that they want to choose love, that they want a new experience with you, that they want to get rid of the past, literally wipe the slate clean and start again. Rise up, because the Judgment card is about rising up to something better. And that might come as a huge shock to you with the Tower card here, something unexpected out of the blue. If this is some situation where you're in separation, or, you know, it's gone through some tricky times and you don't think that's going to happen, I feel like this person might do something that really shocks you, in that they turn around and they say, well, actually, yeah, I want to be with you. I want to, we've got this really fantastic love together, me and you, and I want to have that back. I want to come out of this stuck state, and I want us to begin again. I want to release negativity. I want to have a new experience with you. I want to choose love, and you represent love to me. And that might be a shocking event for you, because it comes right under the King of Cups, which is, the King of Cups is, again, somebody, like I said, who's deep in their love, deep in their feelings of love. And the King is a wise, mature energy. So this person, I feel, has maybe in separation has done some healing, and is thinking, has woken up to the fact that, of how much you mean to them, because you've got the King of Cups twice. So again, on either side of the Tower, you've got the King of Cups and the Judgment, which is like, I'm going to rise up, I'm going to act to bring this situation back, and I want it to be a loving, full of love, this connection now. I want us to have a loving connection, because I see it as worth fighting for. I see it as worth the challenge, really. And I think actually in pile number 1 again, this card might have said it's worth the wait, or something like that, or worth waiting for. So again, that's a sort of maybe a message for you to listen to pile number 1, possibly, if you feel drawn to it. But I feel this person, is thinking that, they would be completely emotionally happy and satisfied and settled if they were able to move forward with you now. So if the situation is currently stuck, and you don't know which way to go, I think this person is saying, look, in order we can get out of this stuck situation, if we can forgive each other, if we can show each other empathy, if we can recognise the hurt that has gone on, if we can be emotionally intelligent and, listen to each other, talk to each other, because that's what the King of Cups is, somebody who's very emotionally intelligent. And maybe that's what they're saying now. They want to be more emotionally connected and intelligent and empathetic. So if they weren't like that before, I feel like they want to do that now. They want to be much more loving. Because they want to fight for the situation with the 9 of Wands here. And it could be that they maybe are seeing that you might be a little bit defensive. With the 9 of Wands here, that you might be a little bit defensive and a little bit, depending on what might have gone on, you might have every reason to be defensive, but they might be thinking you're a little bit defensive because of whatever heartache or hurt you may have gone through in this situation. But I think they're secretly hoping that you will also think that the situation is worth fighting for, and that they are asking you now to choose love, and that what they see as love is you and them, and which does mean a kind of wiping the slate clean, and, you know, getting rid of any toxicity that might have been in the situation, or talking it out, or working it out, or working through it, in order for you to have new possibilities and new experiences together, because I think that's what they want. But let's see what we've got here. What else have we got for pile number 3 in their person, please? What other messages have we got for pile number 3 in their person? We've got quite a few there. I don't know if I wanted. I've got 3. I've got honesty. Relationships need trust, and maybe it's a bit like what I was saying with the King of Cups coming up twice. They're emotionally mature now, and they want emotionally mature conversations, and to be honest, that's important to them now. Curiosity, learn to be curious about each other, and I feel like I want to put learn to be curious about each other again, so maybe there's something like that in there as well. And then this says, new, would you believe it, new beginnings. Look forward to a new beginning. So I feel like you had new experiences and possibilities. I feel like this person does want a new beginning with you, or does want to start again with you. Like I said, wiping the slate clean. But anyway, pile number 3, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.